Yo, what's up guys? Today's video is a special one. Before I get into the video, make sure you guys are subscribed and leave a quick like on today's video. It takes a second and it helps me out a lot. But let's just start off with last night's game. This backcourt finally showed up. Recently, the Chicago Bulls have been struggling a bit. They've had a few injuries with Lauri Markkanen getting hurt, Wendell, and then Otto Porter Jr. with who knows whatever injury he's having. I saw that he's having back problems. He's just very injury prone, and I hope the Bulls move on from Otto this offseason coming up. But either way, the Bulls got a very impressive win last night. They did beat the Pelicans 129-116. And it turned out to be a historic victory, both on the team and individual stats. And last night, Zach LaVine and Coby White each hit 8+ three-pointers, and they are the first pair of teammates to ever hit 8+ threes each in the same game. That is very impressive, especially because if you guys have been watching recently the Chicago Bulls and such, Coby White has really been struggling. He's really been hard on himself. Billy Donovan says nothing but great things about the kid. He is only 20 years old. He's still learning the point guard position. I know the Bulls management, there were some rumors this offseason or last offseason, however you look at it, about the Bulls management viewing him more as like a two guard and like a scoring guard. I see a bunch of fans saying that he can't run the point guard position and that he's more of a two guard or scoring guard. And I'm going to get into that later in today's video as well. And the talks about Coby White being a point guard is going to continue. But either way, let's just be happy with what we saw last night. Coby White was finally the Coby White that I saw at times last year. This was finally him pairing up with Zach LaVine starting this season, like the backcourt that I envisioned they would be. Last night, Coby White played 34 minutes, and in those 34 minutes, he had, of course, 8+ threes. He had 30 points, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds. And I know there's going to be some people in the comments saying that, Coby can play point guard, and there's going to be a lot of debates below today's video. So definitely give your opinion if you guys think the Bulls should stick with Coby White after this huge game from him, or if we should maybe still aim for a veteran point guard or trade for Lonzo Ball. Definitely leave some comments below about that. And I know some fans are going to say, he did have 7 assists, which is very solid. I'm not going to diss him at all. But at times, he just doesn't look comfortable bringing up the ball. But I did not make this video to diss Coby White because, I do see him more as a two guard or a scoring guard or a shooting guard, however you look at it and call it. But at the same time, he still can be a point guard. Most point guards in this league are score-first point guards. I mean, some of the best point guards in the NBA are score-first point guards like Dame Lillard, Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving. They all look to score the ball first. And I believe that's like Coby White's main thing. Of course, he is finally starting this season. He should have been starting last season, but then the season got suspended and such. He had a terrible head coach in his rookie season that taught him a bunch of bad techniques and things that he has to, of course, develop and grow out of. And thank God the Bulls hired Billy Donovan this offseason. You could see he's really helped the Bulls out. I mean, the whole team, the roster, especially with all the injuries and the COVID protocol with a lot of players missing games. The Bulls are only 10-14, and that is pretty solid, I'd say, for everything they've went through. Especially they started off this season with a very hard schedule. And back to what I was saying, Zach LaVine and Coby White are the backcourt of the future for the Chicago Bulls. Whether you like it or not, I don't see the Bulls trading for a point guard. If they do, by chance, I see them maybe targeting more of a veteran point guard this offseason. I don't really see them trading for Lonzo Ball. I do see a lot of rumors about that. If you guys want Lonzo Ball or want to stick it with Coby White, definitely leave some comments below today's video as well. But at the same time, I do understand both sides of that story. Last night, Coby White and Zach LaVine put up a combined 76 points. That is very scary. And this is the backcourt that I've envisioned. Like I said, Coby White needs to focus on scoring first, getting hot, getting in rhythm, and then finding his teammates, then being a point guard. And I feel like at times he's overthinking and just over-dribbling and trying too hard. But either way, now on to Zach LaVine. Last night he played 38 minutes. He played a lot of minutes last night. And in those minutes, he balled out, man. He was hot. At some time, during this season, at times, I just don't expect Zach LaVine to miss. Every shot that he takes, I expect him to make it. And last night, he put up 46 points, 4 assists, and 7 rebounds. This man better be an all-star. He should have been one last year. And if Bradley Beal makes it over him this year, I'm going to be pissed. And I've said this in one of my past videos. I saw some of you guys got upset. But man, it's just going to be bullshit if Bradley Beal is an all-star over Zach LaVine. Last year, Zach LaVine was putting up great numbers. I don't care how many points Bradley Beal is putting up a game. His team is still 6-16. They're not playing good basketball. And I wouldn't mind if Bradley Beal and Zach LaVine are both all-stars. I expect them both to be. But if Beal mates it over LaVine, I'm going to be pissed. Because Zach LaVine has been putting up close to like the same points a game. And the Bulls have a way better record than the Washington Wizards. But either way, last night's game was very impressive. The Bulls set a franchise record for three-pointers. I'm pretty sure they broke that record in like late in the third quarter, so that's very impressive as well. You know, Zach LaVine finished with 9 triples and a season-high 46 points. Coby White also finished with 8 shots from downtown, and he had 30 points of his own. You know, this doesn't really surprise me. Both of these guys are bucket getters, and I believe the Bulls should, of course, keep Coby White. You know, I've seen a lot of Bulls fans say they should trade Coby White for Lonzo Ball, and I'm not for that. You know, I'd be down to get Lonzo if we can trade Sato and maybe like a future first or something like that. Because I've also seen some talks on Twitter of fans and just Bulls reporters saying that they could still trade for Lonzo Ball and keep Coby White, which I do agree, but the Bulls would kind of have to run like a small ball lineup. You know, it'd be like Lonzo at the point guard position, then like Coby White, then Zach LaVine guarding small forwards. You know, that defense wouldn't be the best. I mean, they have the height to do it, just... You know, Zoe is a decent defender. Coby White is not a good defender. Zach LaVine has gotten better, but I'm not just sure, man. You know, it's definitely an interesting topic. There's a lot of topics to talk about. Either way, I'm just happy last night's game happened. You know, I do have some concerns. You know, the Bulls broke their franchise record, and both players in our backcourt balled out, and the Bulls barely beat the Pelicans. Let's be honest, we only won by 13. And I remember at halftime, I'm pretty sure the Bulls were shooting like 70% or something. They started the game off like 8 of 8 from deep, and they were losing at half versus the Pelicans. Either way, in that third, they came out and balled out. They outscored the Pelicans 40-14. I am sticking with this backcourt. I don't know about you guys. I want to hear below. You know, like I said, Coby White isn't probably the true point guard that the Bulls front office wants and the fans envision, but he definitely can still get the job done. I mean, he is only 20. Of course, he's going to have hot games and cold games. You know, it's going to be a struggle. He's only 20 years old. He's learning the whole point guard position, learning the offense. Especially, it's hard because this is a COVID season. Players are going to be out some games. You know, it's just a crazy season going on. But as of right now, I am not for trading Lonzo Ball unless we can trade like Tomas Satoransky or something. You know, the Bulls definitely need defense, but this backcourt is looking deadly. They just need to consistently play like this. I'm really excited for tomorrow's game versus the Clippers to see how Coby White plays again, because he's definitely going to be marked on that scouting report. He just balled out, him and Zach LaVine. They just both need to be consistent. You know, I'd say Zach LaVine has been consistent. Coby White just needs to help that guy out. You know, LaVine has had no help since his time in Chicago. Either way, last night was a historical W. The Bulls broke a lot of records. I'm just proud of the team in general. I hope you guys enjoyed today's quick little video. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video about that. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.